Osmosis Unlimited represents its home borough of NDG. Like the neighborhood, the group is multicultural and diverse. It also mixes musical genres. In May, Osmosis Unlimited performed at Porch Fest. That's NDG's concert series celebrating local musicians. And now they just launched their debut album. Kelly Hayes, Jeff Lauber, and Leesa Mackey are three of several members of Osmosis Unlimited who are joining us here today. Welcome to our Montreal.
Hey. Thank you.
Now, tell me about the name Osmosis Unlimited.
Osmosis is a scientific word that essentially means absorption. I think it was coined by, introduced by John Jordan.
He's not here today, but one of the founding members with you.
Exactly.
I think he meant to absorb what's around him, taking all the different influences spiritually and physically, and just, write about the things that he's seen around him, which is a lot of what really Osmosis music is about.
So would you say that's also the musical philosophy of the band?
I would say so. John, as any of these guys can contest, he writes songs about NDG, about Leesa, about myself. He really writes songs about life, what's happening around him, and we can all relate to it. Without any explanation, we can sort of pick up on what he's actually talking about in a lot of the song, because we are relating to the same thing and seeing the same thing too.
Well, Leesa and Jeff, you guys are some of the younger members of the band. Does he soak up a lot of the energy that you bring and incorporate that into the band's music?
I would say he absorbs everything around him and like osmosis, like what it means, and then projects it with his songwriting and horn playing, saxophone to be specific. And I would say like he picks up vibes from us and
I think it's just naturally how he works, yeah. He just learns from the people around him.
Now, when did the band form?
I think I'm not sure about a precise day, but I would say it's about 15 years ago that John and I started writing. John was in the band, me, Mom, and Morgan Toller, and I'm in Carly and dubbing, but at that time there was a kind of a lull. I think the first lull in the effects of technology, the internet. We had some time and some space separate from live. There wasn't much going on live. I think people were just getting into just spending time on the internet. So we started writing with John and myself at his place, and I think it wasn't a couple of years until after a few years that we started performing the songs. It just wasn't a project about writing, about expressing ourselves. I think John needed it and I needed it too, because we were going through some transitionary periods and stuff,
Now you had Cali and Dub, which was primarily a reggae group, and me, Mom, and Morgan Toller were a classic ska band. Now, when Osmosis Unlimited started, it was mainly a ska outfit, but then you guys changed musical directions and it emerged into different things.
Yeah, from the beginning, I knew John was a ska guy. We played a lot of shows together. Carly and Dub and me, Mom, and Morgan Toller opened for each other on separate occasions. I think the first show they did was opening for me, and then I did a show opening for them at the Spectrum. But apart from that, I think John, he brought some ska to the table, but actually the first song I heard, I think it's So Much Sun, reminded me of a Calypso vibes. And when I got into the band, the first song I wrote was a song called My Juliet, which was it's kind of ska, but definitely not up-tempo. So I think we were searching for something different from what we had both been doing before. And I think becoming from those two different genres just sort of like made this special, this endeavor special. It wasn't traditional. They can testify that the songs are not typically ska. At the same time, they're not exactly like our reggae, Do
you guys bring different musical elements to the group?
Yeah, depends on who's playing the songs. They kind of adapt to whoever the new lineup is.
Now, you're the guitar man, right? What do you bring musically?
Just my past history. So I played a lot of jazz, rock, blues, and then started to learn reggae and ska when I sort of joined the group. So.
And you're our very own Mary J. Blige.
Oh, wow, thank you.
The whole R&B thing, you bring a lot of the R&B and funk.
A lot of soul, yeah, I'd like to think so. And I feel like the songs that I recorded with them, I'm really proud of them. And yeah, it does come off more on a soul vibe with the whole reggae, ska influence. And we have like jazz in some moments with the
we all want to play with Leesa.
I always want to play with you guys. You guys are awesome.
Well, your new single is called Dollar in Your Pocket, which has a reggae groove but a very soulful vibe to it through your vocals.
Yeah.
You guys have been around for like 15 years. How come your debut album is only coming out now?
Part of it is we were just a sort of a jam band. We're the kind of band, we have the most fun when we're live. We have access to studios, thanks to Tony Botello, who's instrumental in the band. He's a bass player. And he's a great engineer who helps us anytime we need to record a song. he's there for us and we are there. So we were just enjoying ourselves, jamming and writing in the studio, not thinking about life. I think still we do a lot of benefit work and free stuff because
You played the Montreal
Yeah,
MTL versus
street-
Racism concert
stuff like
last
that,
fall.
the street stuff and NDG,
Right.
street fairs and stuff.
So would you say the album is more like your business card? Really, you just really want to be up there live performing in front of people?
Well, basically, like he said, we're more of a live jam band, but there's just an accumulation of songs, and we're just like, it just makes sense. So over the winter, we got in the studio with John Jordan and everyone in the band at Tony Bartello, yay, what's up? And decided to put together an amazing album, and so you have it. Yeah.
So what was it like then, the recording process of your debut album, Music for Cool Cats? Did you feel constricted in the sense that, you know, when you record a studio album, it's got to be very regimented?
No. We, the studio in which we work is very beautiful. And we have a very nice outdoor setting that we can go to. So when we work there, we are like in many different rooms, sometimes hanging out upstairs, downstairs, out in the front porch. So it's kind of like a friendly, kind of like
Warm family house.
hanging out vibes. Always, even when we're playing live, when we just, because you gotta realize it's all a bunch of friends, musician friends.
We can cook, we
You
make
know?
lots of food,
All musicians.
down there and play some music.
We don't hang out with anybody who are not musicians, honestly.
Sure, most of our friends are
Those people are
musicians
well done
somehow.
too, though.
So like we could be just hanging around and they say, okay, let's write a song, or somebody's writing a song, or you know, okay, it's better to jam than just messing around. So we're always kind of into the process of hanging together and playing music together. And the two really, in the studio, it's that kind of environment.
It's always relaxed, yeah.
Leesa, you moonlight in several other groups as well. Perfect Strangers, Tamashi. How do you do it?
I find the time. Well, I joined Perfect Strangers a little over 3 years ago, and that's how I met Jeff Lauber here, amazing guitarist. And from there, I introduced him to Callie and John and Tony. And
So it all spills over.
right, and I became a member of Osmosis at the same time, which was roughly 2.5 years ago. And we find the time, we have like different dates. We make sure they don't like crash together, like we don't overbook or whatever. We actually have, we have a semi-permanent spot under the Ferris wheel on Grand Rue in Vieux-Port with Perfect Strangers that we're there almost every Friday night. So that's something we do. Also with Tamashi, creating an album, we're just taking our time with it a
So
bit.
you schedule everything so that nothing, you know, sort of spills into the other's
Right.
time. How important is NDG to Osmosis Unlimited?
Very important, I would say.
Yeah,
Home base.
I would say in Montreal, NDG is kind of a very a microcosm of the city itself, in terms of the cosmopolitan nature of it. You know, we all know it's very, you know, it's like everybody's there, very family orientated. So it's easy to intermix and meet people, and I think that is why NDG is situated there. I mean, you have people like Melody who sings with us, you know. You have, but some of NDG is sort of the center of it. And there's a kind of freedom. If you ever go to the Alley Cat Gallery, you know, people are hanging out there,
John Jordan.
music happening in the alley itself. You know, NDG is, I think, just the perfect environment for Osmosis.
When's your next show?
Actually, it's taking place on the 11th of September at, what's it called? The Wheel Club.
In NDG.
Yes. Notre Dame the Grave.
Corner of Sherbrooke and Cavendish.
Yes,
that's
on
the one.
Cavendish, yes.
And the new single is called Dollar in Your Pocket.
It is.
Osmosis Unlimited, lead vocals by Leesa Mackey. Nice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you for having us.
Coming up, we'll meet some Montreal kindergarten